Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to the Footy Debate, of course, with Ashraf, Hussam, David, and we're joined by Couch today. Of course, Arsenal are about to sell Trossard. Does that mean there's a big move coming to Arsenal? Of course, or something like this. Eze, Gyökeres. A lot of people actually are underrating Arsenal's window. We have spoken yesterday with a lot of people who have spoken over the last week or so that a lot of people are actually underrating the Arsenal window, not thinking that the Arsenal are going to be part of the, like, they don't think that Arsenal are actually serious regardless of what they do because of what Liverpool are doing. We'll talk about that as well. Chelsea are targeting Garnacho. For some whatever reason, Chelsea are about to get Xavi Simons, but they added Garnacho to their whatever thing, which is, I don't know why. And everyone is saying Garnacho, Chelsea. Chelsea, if the money that is spent on Garnacho is spent on someone else, Chelsea will have an absolutely elite window as well. There is the Hato that is coming. There is talks about Donnarumma to Chelsea. There is talks about keeping Sanchez. There's a lot of talk. Should Chelsea actually be pressured even more? We'll talk about that. How good is the Chelsea team? We'll talk about it. And Liverpool are actually the preferred destination for both Alexander Isak and Rodrygo. So they're going to have Rodrygo, Isak, Salah, Ekitike, Vert, Frimpong, McAllister, Gravenberch, Gay, Van Dijk. Okay, this is an invincible team. We'll talk about it. The football is not played on paper. We all know this. It's not played on paper, of course. As a lot of people are actually in my comments on my videos that I've been releasing daily. So go and support the channel. Of course, hit that like button, people. We cannot be having over 200 votes and only 100 likes. And I don't want to stop the show in the middle to tell you to like the video. If you're watching this now, we got about 800 people and have just started the show. Hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel, guys, if you are new. And the like button is the most important part, because the like button pushes the video to new viewers. That is what it does. When you like the video, YouTube knows that there is interactions when you vote, and then it pushes the video to new viewers. Let's get 500 likes live, guys. Hit that like button. There is like latest news from Abdimas. Also get involved. Appreciate everyone that is a donation, super chat, getting involved in the conversation. Several Premier League clubs have inquired about Kieran Dewsbury Hall. 30 million. If Chelsea make money on Dewsbury Hall, oh my God. If Chelsea make money on Jackson, oh my God. We're going to start with Chelsea, actually, since we have the honorable here, Mr. David, and with the couch, of course, here. Why are you laughing? He's the right and honorable. It says that on his thing.
He definitely is. Don't worry. I know David quite well. He's definitely right and honorable, man. He's the king.
Thank you. See?
There you go. It's the right and honorable world champion, David.
You
Yeah, David fixed his internet. He's not actually like lagging now or anything. It's
I'm
actually
back home,
great.
mate.
Yeah.
I'm back home,
Did you
mate.
notice? Did you notice? He's like, it's great. It looks good.
I know lights and everything. It's brilliant.
Morton Lion Talks makes me believe Rodrygo is a no-go. Bro, someone is going to sign Rodrygo. And it won't be Bayern Munich, Omar. It won't be Bayern Munich. Is it Chelsea, though? Probably Chelsea. But I want to start with Chelsea. Okay. Chelsea fans, embrace yourself. Ashraf, why are Chelsea getting a free pass? They are about to sign Garnacho. They're about to offload Nicholas Jackson. And they're about to get Xavi Simons and Hato. But Chelsea fans put pressure on other clubs. You have to. So why aren't they getting a little bit of pressure, to be honest? It's because they don't have a good team.
No, I mean, there should be pressure for them. I don't think there should be pressure for them to win something major this season, but there has to be pressure to challenge. Like, not even from rivals, just from Chelsea fans themselves. Like, you cannot be winning. To be honest, I don't rate the Conference Cup or the Europa Conference, whatever the hell it's called. I think it's irrelevant. But you won the Club World Cup, impressive win against PSG. I think you have a very good team. I don't rate your defense as much. I know that's the third best defense last season, but just looking at the centre backs and the keeper, obviously, that I think you guys will all agree on, definitely needs changes there. And I'm still not that crazy about your wingers. I don't think you have any winger that I feel like, oh, this guy is dangerous or scary. Xavi Simons might be that guy, to be honest. Fair enough, but until he comes, obviously, I don't think there's anyone there. But I do think you have a very good team that's capable of challenging at least. And what I mean by challenging, because I know David will say it depends what you mean by challenge, because definitions are different. For me, a challenge is just like you being in the title race, like within 5-6 points, like at least till game week 34, right? Something like that. Like, so if you're within that distance, I think you've had a very good season. Obviously, you've shown that you can do well in the cups, not just this season, even with Pochettino when you reach to finals or a final and a semi-final. So that pressure has to be there. But the reality is, like, there's been a lot of spend. And I know people, they'll say, we did sell a lot of players too. Yes, you did sell a lot of players, but even if you take the net spend, like, you've still had a big, I think you've spent more than any other club, even with net spend. So there has to be pressure to challenge. And I think they're on the right track. I'm not going to lie. I think they're definitely on the right track. I actually think, if you ask me for my prediction, I think they will challenge next season. I don't think they'll finish first, second, maybe not even third, depending on how City perform. But I think they'll comfortably finish top 4, and I think they will be a lot closer to whoever's first, probably Liverpool, than they were last season.
Why are you so sure you're going to finish above them? I need that genuine, objective answer.
Because I think we're a better team overall. I mean, we are. I don't think they have done enough to bridge the gap between us and them.
By the way, I'm not even trying to laugh or anything.
Yeah, wallah, I'm not joking. I don't think we've done it.
Question. It's just a shameless question.
No, it's not. It's a proper question.
Shameless.
I think it's a fair question, to be honest. I think they have done okay in the transfer window. I just don't think they've done enough to bridge the gap between us. If you count the signings they have made versus the signings we have made, I think it's the same. Like, our signings improve us by a certain percentage. Their signings improve them by a certain percentage. But that gap is still there. I think we're better than them defensively. We're better than them in attack. Midfield, I'll give it to them, especially now that we don't have Partey, obviously. So they have that. I'm still not sure about Maresca versus Arteta. I'd probably still lean more towards Arteta, just from what I've seen the last few years, even though I don't think he's good enough to win us the league. So yeah, overall, I think we're still a better team. They haven't bridged the gap, in my opinion, yet.
It's not a crazy question to ask.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's not a crazy question to ask, because we weren't that far. Yeah, I know that. Okay, you could argue they didn't care about the league towards the end of the season. But the gap between the two teams wasn't that big. And some would argue that Chelsea have actually had a better transfer window and improved their team more than Arsenal have, especially with depth as well in key positions. So it's not a crazy crap, but it's not a crazy question to ask. Do I believe we're going to finish above Arsenal? Probably not. But would I be surprised if we did? No.
Yeah, but that's you want to know something, David? This is the part of David I don't like, where he's just fucking giving bullshit ass, sit on the fence bullshit. Like, oh my god, like, we might finish above them, we might not finish above them. Guys, by the way, in the chat, we might win the league, we might not win the league, we might win the Champions, we might not. What's this might bullshit, David? What happened to the old school David?
My prediction is we're going to finish third. As of today, we're going to finish
What did
third.
you do at the gym today? What did you
Third.
do?
We're gonna finish third, and we're gonna finish.
What did you
above
do
Man
at the gym today? Can you answer? What did you do at the gym?
I did shoulder press. I did 2 forms of bench. I did cable
Oh, you did
rows.
shoulders and chest.
Yeah.
So what? How much did you bench press today?
How much did I bench press today? Not much, like 70 kilos. Explosive.
You
day.
bench
Not-
press
not-
70 kilos, but you can't give us a football opinion. So you lifted Mo's weight. You did this 12 times in sets of 3, but you cannot just give me a footballing opinion.
Well, I don't
Seriously.
think I said.
But I want to go back to something
Come
he
on,
said.
man.
I want to go back to something he
I think you're
said that
sitting
is
on the
actually
fence, David.
ridiculous. I want to say, my man just sat here and said that I think we improved more than Arsenal. Okay, that went over everyone's head.
How's that a bad take? That's a very good take,
Yeah.
actually.
It's a very
No.
bad. Okay, Arsenal signed one of the most sought midfielders in Zubamendi as a DM. He's not better than Caicedo. We're talking about improvement. Caicedo's better than Zubamendi. I'm not saying, but Arsenal have improved in that aspect. Arsenal have signed, instead of signing, Joao Pedro's good, Delap is good, but we know that Victor Gyökeres is a better number 9 than them. Arsenal didn't need a winger like this. You needed wingers. You got rid of Madueke to them, and you got, well, like Estevao and Gittens. Basically, is Gittens even better than Madueke? On
Yes.
paper now, is Gittens
Yes.
better than Madueke?
Yeah,
I
But
don't
it's
know
a
if you can say.
50-50. My
Yeah.
point,
Not a
Mark, is like,
anyways.
you haven't even watched Gittens play. They want to
I-
sign
well-
a different winger.
I watch Dortmund regularly.
Bro, I was talking about Same. I was talking about Gittens in Jan in the Kura pod, and they were laughing
Okay.
at me,
I
saying
didn't watch
you're the
Gittens.
Gittens guy.
So you guys,
I'll
maybe
show you
I'm-
messages
I'm
of people
getting
mocking me for Gittens.
I'm getting educated then. So maybe Gittens is better than Madueke. Fine enough. Okay? In terms of like defense, Chelsea haven't improved defensively. Delap and Pedro. Who else did you guys sign for you guys to say?
Again, this assumption is under the fact
Hato.
we signed Hato and Simmons, by the
Right.
way.
Yeah.
And okay, so we're
Which is
assuming
a
the
done
Arsenal.
deal.
So are we
Which is a done
assuming
deal.
the Arsenal will sign Eze as well, or
No, it's
No.
not the same. It's
No.
not
It's
the
not
same
the same.
because Hato and thank you T. I am a big Gittens fan. Hato and Xavi Simmons are, if you believe Fabrizio, are pretty much done. They're just agreeing on final things. We have not yet discussed anything with Crystal Palace on Eze, like something concrete. I mean, I do think we'll get him, but Hato and Simmons is all. It'll be done probably in a few days.
But
so
again,
if that is the case, the difference between Couch, by the way, it's an open floor.
I'm
I don't
here,
need to
man.
ask
I
you
know.
questions. I don't need to ask you questions.
Sometimes I like to
Um,
listen, you know?
Okay, the whole point about this is that, so if Chelsea are close to Arsenal, they improved. So Chelsea now have a better team than Arsenal. And also Enzo Maresca got Chelsea over the line. As a lot of Chelsea fans say, we had this discussion yesterday. Chelsea, they got over the line. So
I said
I
that
don't
Chelsea
know. I don't know if
improved
the
more.
improvements, like again, like the improvements have to be exponential, right? Because they've already finished 5 points ahead of us. So now our improvements have to be exponentially bigger than theirs. And I'm not saying that they aren't. I'm just saying that there's no real evidence to say one way or the other that we are a better team than Arsenal right now, based on the signings that we made. I think for me, I need to see this team play together. We've made a lot of acquisitions, as we always do. Young players who haven't really played at this level. Playing Champions League, playing Premier League. 2 games, 3 games a week. There's going to be a lot that goes into whether or not this team can actually even contend for titles and whatnot. I'm buoyed by the fact that yes, close to the end of the year, the squad, the core of this team, have learned how to win together. I think that that's an important piece. We had games close to the end of the year that basically amounted to about £100 million. Winning against Nottingham Forest at the end of the year, that's about £100 million when you take in consideration being in the Champions League and then also front of shirt sponsors, all that stuff that comes with it. Then you take that into the Club World Cup and you somewhere in and around 90 million. Those are massive games and massive gains in the squad's ability to win big matches. And, again, now we're looking at whether or not we can say what we've done in those particular tournaments. Can we see the consistency that is needed to contend in the Premier League? Arsenal have already shown that they can contend. They haven't shown that they can win, which is why I'm not really too focused on them so much. I'm focused on what Liverpool's doing right now. more so than when I'm talking about Arsenal. Like, if I'm not here to talk about also rans, man. We're here to win titles, right? And whether or not we can put ourselves in the positions to challenge the likes of Liverpool right now is
Not yet,
the real
though.
question. No, that's the real question, though.
No, I don't think you can win it yet. Because
No,
even if Liverpool had a bad year, I would still say City minimum are in a better position. The thing is, like, look, here's the thing. For the Arsenal fans in the chat that are saying, like, Chelsea are nowhere near Arsenal. Look, Chelsea finished 5 points behind Arsenal.
Mhm.
Nowhere near is Spurs and United. That's nowhere near. So you can't claim that someone's nowhere near you and they only finish 5 points behind you. Chelsea and Arsenal both had the same exact amount of wins in the league. Arsenal just had more draws and less losses. That's what separated them. So Chelsea, if you'd like, tried to go for the win a bit more, and they got like punished. And let's not forget, Chelsea as well went through a bad run this season, where for a period of like 10, 11, wasn't it like 0 wins in 11, I swear, or 1 win in 11 or something crazy? Yeah, Chelsea went on like really bad run. So we have to look at Chelsea, how they've improved their team as well, because Joao Pedro and Delap is a massive upgrade on Jackson and Nkunku. I still believe, and this is where I'm being completely honest, just like I said, Arsenal signing Madueke is shit. I have to say, if Chelsea do get Garnacho, I think that's a shit signing. I think the left wing position is a weakness for Chelsea. I think on the right-hand side, they're good. I think in midfield, they're good. Defensively, actually, they're very underrated. I think they had the 3rd best defense in the league last season. So people act like, they just have a shit defense. They don't. I think Cucurella has a shot for the best left-back in the league. I think they got Reece James now fit. Colwell is getting better. Their defenders are getting better generally. Their keeper is the biggest problem. But in the last 6 months, to be fair to Robert Sanchez, he has shown a bit more consistency. The thing with Chelsea is it's not impossible for Chelsea to finish above Arsenal or even challenge for the league. Here's where Chelsea, and this was the conversation that I had actually earlier with Tom, this is where Chelsea for me are in a different category of like in terms of conversations. I'll tell you what I mean. Chelsea, since Antonio Conte, haven't cracked 80 points. This is with all the managers, so we can't sit here and say Poch tax. We're talking about all of them. So talk about Tuchel, Lampard, Sarri, everyone. So they haven't cracked 80 points. Now, consistency is different than knockout competitions. I today named the top 6 contenders I think to win the Champions League next year. I put Chelsea in the top 6. I include Chelsea in a knockout scenario because Chelsea, now this is where you go to the other side. Chelsea, despite their lack of consistency in the league in the last 5 years, have actually got to 10 finals. Since Sarri, I actually counted it today. Sarri got to Europa League final, got to a Carabao Cup final. Lampard got to an FA Cup final. Tuchel got to an FA Cup final, lost to Leicester. Got to an FA Cup final the year after, 2 Carabao Cup finals, which he lost. Poch got to a Carabao Cup final. Maresca got to the Conference League final and to the Club World Cup final. So over the last 5 years, they've gotten to 10 finals. So in knockout scenarios, they perform better. They're better in the cups than they are in the league. And the reason for that is the lack of consistency. Because in order to perform in the league, you need consistency. Now even, Critic and David, they grew up watching Chelsea teams win the league. It's about consistency. It's about doing it game week 1 and game week 7 and game week 15 and game week 24. Like, you just have to keep it going on and on and on. And on.
You're talking about six.
We had teams that won in
5-6 games in a row. Go ahead, Dave.
We had teams that won in game week 1, started top of the finish after game week 1, were first and didn't get overtaken until the end of the season. So, like, when we talk about consistency, that's the level that you almost need to win leagues. You need to be, if you're not in first, you better be within 2-3 points pretty much for the whole season.
Okay, but
you need to be within touching distance.
Yeah, but when we're talking about this consistency thing, I think that it's over the course of the season. I don't think that Chelsea, especially when you consider what they did in the first half of the season versus second half, there's only that one spell where they were inconsistent, and it was the first time Maresca's gone through a Christmas period. That to me is also a learning experience. You have to know how to navigate.
Not the first time, because he managed Leicester, remember?
Well, I mean, but come on now. Like,
Championship is even more difficult, by the way.
I wouldn't say that. Like, the
Championship's a lot more difficult. They play
the expectations
twice
in the Championship versus that of the Premier League are completely different. You have to manage that, right? And you have a squad that is a young team that has not done that yet. So for me, I see it as like, you have to go through that period and understand what the rigors are of it before you can actually say, I know what to do with this now. Now, keep in mind that Chelsea also have to take into account that they're going to be playing in the Champions League right now. There's no A-B team. You're going to have to play your A team, pretty much 2-3 matches a week, which is part of the reason why I think they've been so hell-bent on bringing all these players in through the window, because they understand that you're not going to be able to ask these young players to put that much mileage on their legs.
Who's young? And what do you mean young? I want to understand what do you mean.
Well,
Who's
we
young?
got players that are under 23, right? Like we got a lot of players like that, right?
Yeah, like Saka played every game. Like, bro, Declan Rice
Saka got
plays.
injured, did he not?
By the way, I'm here to be honest, and I've been very consistent with you, critic, with David. I am here to say that Chelsea need to challenge this young team bullshit that keeps going around. That is gone. That was last year. This is Caicedo's fourth full season in the Premier League. This is Enzo Fernandez' fourth full season in the Europe's top flight. Cole Palmer, this is going to be his third. Pedro Neto has been like we've seen Pedro Neto play a lot of time. Joao Pedro now, fourth. Isn't this Joao Pedro's fourth season since Watford?
Yeah, he played at
Watford.
Yeah, he played for
Brighton,
Watford. Yeah,
Chelsea, right? Delap probably
Whoa.
young, right?
No,
Colwell
Let
as
me
well.
finish the take.
I never
Colwell-
said we shouldn't be challenging, though. Just for the
my
record.
point about this is that people put pressure on other teams, but nobody puts pressure on Chelsea enough. The difference between me and others,
I don't
is
think
that
Chelsea should be challenging.
I actually think that Chelsea have a good enough team to actually go and try. Try.
Yeah.
People say you don't have the
Except defense.
the goalkeeper and the defense. Okay, if you look at the stats since March, you watch the XG against them, how they improve defensively, the number of saves Sanchez make, the games they played in the Club World Cup, how they kept a lot of clean sheets in the league. And by the way, keeping clean, and Hussam knows exactly what I'm talking about. Keeping clean sheets when it matters, when things on the line at the end of the season, this is when you actually judge teams. Chelsea really had all their targets at the end of the season on the line. Chelsea scraped top 5 by actually going the 1-0, the 2-1s. Let's defend the lead. Chelsea could do it. And Enzo Maresca was able to do it. And he proved to me that, he made mistakes. Everyone. Arteta freaking played 3-5-2 with shit teams before. But you look at Arteta getting better and better and better. There are other teams in the league. There are other coaches in the league that are learning. And Enzo Maresca's learning. Maybe he started good and then he fell to the trap of overconfidence and the way he played. He used to attack with 6 players and defend with 4. We watch now Chelsea defend like compact teams. Like when Mourinho spoke about when he defend like a whole team. This is football. I'm talking football now. I'm not talking about Enzo Maresca. You watch the team defend, everyone defends. When Chelsea press, you all press.
Oh, can I say something?
Let me just finish the next.
You're all because you all agree. You're all saying Chelsea should challenge. I have a different opinion to this. I don't think Chelsea should challenge.
Why?
I think Chelsea need to finish in the top 4 comfortably and have really good runs in the domestic cups and in the Champions League. I'll give you an example. Let's say Chelsea this season finish in the top 4, get to the Champions League final or semi, and get knocked out. Can anyone hand on heart say Chelsea failed?
Phenomenal season.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, when we say okay, let's say by match week 33, by match week 34, confirmed Champions League. Last 4 games is off for them, like a holiday, they don't have nothing to fight for in the league. They've confirmed Champions League. They're having a really good run in the Champions League. They get to the semis, they get knocked out by Real Madrid, by Liverpool, by PSG, by let's say the best of the best teams, right? It's not like they lost to an average team. I'm not saying they get knocked out by Slavia Prague. I'm saying, let's say they get knocked out by one of the top 4, top 5 teams in Europe. And, they put on a good performance. Maybe they lose 3-1 in aggregate, 2-1 in aggregate. I don't think anyone can say Chelsea have had a bad season. I think the reason for the title challenge for me is not yet, is because title challenges require consistency, which they don't have yet. And I can say I'm wrong if I see that consistency. Now, of course, they had a really good period, and then they had a bad period, and then they had a good period again.
Exactly.
Now, that bad period needs to be edited. That's the thing. Now, here's why it's challenging this season. With all due respect, you're no longer playing FC Noah and F91 and Ferencvaros. You're now playing actual Champions League teams. So now Palmer has to play Wednesday at the Wanda Metropolitano away at Atletico, and then Sunday away at Anfield, and then Tuesday you have to go play Ajax or whatever, and then Sunday you're gonna have to play another club. So it's just that consistent cycle of like Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, which actually we have to be fair and objective. Chelsea will take some time to get used to.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm giving them a little bit of a blie. If they actually just get top 4 comfortably, and I mean comfortably, so it's not like they're fighting with Newcastle at the end. I'm saying
But
like
that's the
they
thing, Hussam.
comfortably get,
That doesn't
but if
exist
they
though.
comfortably get top 4, they win the Carabao Cup or some shit, and then like they get to the semis, the quarters of the Champions League, they got knocked out by a good team. That's a good season for Chelsea. That ain't a bad
Let's not
season.
also forget as well,
Hussam,
we
that doesn't
finished our
exist though
season so
because
late. We finished our season so late. Let's not forget that. We're literally our first preseason game is in 9 days. And then it's like a week until the season starts. So we're already kind of behind a little bit.
The thing is, if you look at the last 10, maybe I think you can even go to 15 years, but definitely the last 10, there's no team that ever finishes 4th comfortably. If you go look at the table, every team that finishes 4th is within 5 points or less than the team that's in 5th. So if you're saying they need to finish top 4, you're basically asking for the impossible, because not impossible, sorry, but you're asking for something there's no precedence to. This is why I'm saying they have to challenge, because if you challenge, by default, you're finishing top 4 comfortably.
Where's City comfortably in the top 4?
No.
Oh,
last season, of course not.
Completely disagree with this.
What do you mean? After they beat Aston Villa,
by match week 33, 34, everything was done for City. No one.
No, because when they beat Aston Villa 2-1, it was game week. I can't remember which game. It was late though.
No.
That's when they started celebrating that we are actually probably going to make it. We're going to make it. And even then, the last 2 game weeks, we said if they lose to Bournemouth and was it Brighton or Fulham? I can't remember. If they lost both games or drew both games, there's a big chance they don't make it. So that's not true at all.
They had 69 points for a minute, and that was the number. But irrespective of that, I'm not in disagreement with what you're saying, Hussam. Like I agree with you that the consistency is something that is going to be challenged week after week, especially with the Champions League. But at the same time, you know, this squad, like as Mo pointed out, has experience as well. You know, the fact that we've been through these, you know, these smaller competitions, smaller challenges over the course of the last 3 seasons. These guys have learned a lot together. So much so that when we got to the end of this year, when it was crunch time, they were able to find their best football and win big tournaments, you know, get that £100 million game against Nottingham Forest. All these things build character, build, you know, the winning mentality. So now it's about like the pieces that we added in. Can they also adapt and figure out exactly what it is that Maresca's asking of them and apply that to, you know, that middle period of the season where, things fell off, along with the injuries as well. Like, I'm not going to make excuses for it, but there were a lot of injuries to key players. And, you know, if we can avoid that, I think that we have the opportunity to challenge. It's not something that I can put my foot on and bank on it, because like you guys said, we still need the goaltender. It's not completely locked up there yet. I think that they've trusted Sanchez enough to, and I don't know. I'm not going to speak on Sanchez because I can't say that.
That could be a great decision or a horrible one.
It's just hard. It's hard to say what they see.
In his own net.
It's hard to say what they see when they think that they have a squad assembled that can actually do things in the Prem, that they're using him as the guy. Because to me, that's one of the most important positions.
So, by the way, I just checked Ashraf. City Villa was match week 33.
Right.
By the way,
I checked the table. They were. Sorry, go ahead, David.
No, I was going to say, I was literally going to say,
your argument. You said
that there was
City Villa.
City Villa
was match week 33.
No,
but
there was a world where they could have got out of the top 5.
Exactly, and that was game week 36, because literally, if you look at it, game week 36, when we were drawing the scenarios, we said if they draw the goalpost. I'm not, because I said they celebrated against Villa, because that was a big challenge.
The video that you watched 100 times on my channel with Florian, where other Florian was City
Yes,
Villa.
I know.
That's
Habibi, but it was
are gonna make the top 4. That was match week 33. So
Sam, it wasn't confirmed though. It wasn't confirmed. How is it changing? They finished. I'm looking at it. They finished with 71 points, and the team in 5th is 66 points. How does that go against my argument? I said 5 points or less.
Hussam, going into game week 37, the team in 5th was 2 points behind Man City. If Man City had lost and Villa, Chelsea, and Newcastle had all won, which was possible, then they wouldn't be in the Champions League. So it wasn't locked up. But
I just checked
an easy game on the last day, so it was like they're gonna make it. But there was a world where they don't.
There are 2 games left, Hussam. The difference between 7th and Man City was 3 points. The difference between 6th and
There
Man
you
City
go.
was 2 points.
It was
Like-
not comfortable.
Like,
And
I
then
get your
also
point.
Bournemouth and Fulham, by the way, or Brighton.
I get
They were
what
not
you're
easy
saying,
games.
Hussam, because Hussam trusts Pep and City. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no,
of
they're gonna
course.
win the last 2 games. Hussam, but that is not comfortable because things happen in football. They could have lost
Yeah.
one of the final 2
You guys
games.
are changing your argument. My argument remains the
I'm
same.
not changing
I think
my
City were
argument, yeah.
comfortable in the
Wow.
top 4.
Yeah, Allah.
Ashraf, you want to know something, Ashraf? When you first started speaking, you were like, Aston Villa is where they confirmed top 4. I went to
No,
look-
I didn't say they
look, they were-
confirmed. I said they started getting comfortable. But that doesn't mean they were comfy actually.
So the same thing
because
then, basically.
it's
So
not
you
the
just
same
interrupted
thing,
me for
Hussam.
no reason.
By the way,
So
okay,
you
let's
just interrupted me
let's
for
do
no
this
reason.
because because
So what
Hussam
are you
likes to
arguing about then?
This is
Hassan likes to
really-
bring back
oh my
nostalgia.
God.
He likes to go back to videos. How did I start this whole conversation? I literally said, if you look at the last 10 years, no team
I
finished.
started
Wait,
the
let me
conversation.
finish. Let me finish, please. I said no team finished 4th with more than 5 points than the team in 5th. At least from what I remember. If there's a
I didn't
season,
argue
I think that's wrong. Okay, but that's not comfortable. How's that comfortable?
I did not argue with the point that you're arguing, Habibi.
Moving
You're
on.
arguing
Okay, so if
with
Chelsea finish
That's
next
on you.
season
When I
4th,
first started speaking, I asked you, did City finish comfortably in the top 4? You said
they
no.
didn't.
I said yes.
Yeah.
And then you proceeded to say they were comfortable after they beat Aston Villa. Aston Villa was match week 33 or match week. Yeah, it was match week 33, 5 games before the season finished. So my opinion, that's my opinion. I think City finished in the top 4 comfortably, which I think is something that Chelsea need to replicate this season. That's it.
Okay, so
Okay,
for you,
great.
comfy is like 5 points. Okay, fair. For me, that's
Okay,
not
great.
comfy.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
because top 4 teams are inconsistent. So of course.
This is like getting. Okay, guys, there's 1,700 people here, 1,700 people, and we're only on 300 likes, guys. And also, we have like 800 votes and not even enough likes. So, can we get the like button, people? Hit that like button. Don't be frauds, guys. Enigma, welcome back. I haven't seen you for a while. Osam like to make crazy statements, like 0% chance. Gyökeres is better striker than Isak, by the way. This Isak hype is crazy. Enigma, we'll talk about it. Okay. Keep this super chat. I'm gonna come to the Isak Gyökeres whatever thing that some
What do
Arsenal
you mean
fans
we'll
are
talk
talking.
about? There is nothing to talk about. No one. Ashraf, who's better, Isak or Gyökeres?
Isak. I
Oh,
think
that's
right
fine.
now, Isak, yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, but that's Ashraf's opinion. There are other opinions on the chat that think Gyökeres is gonna score
Who's
more
better,
goals.
Mo, Isak or Gyökeres?
Isak.
Critic, who's better, Isak or Gyökeres?
Isak, not even a question.
David, who's better?
Why are you asking a stupid question? What's
Answer.
understood doesn't need to be explained.
Isak then. Halas. 5 people say Isak. Big up.
But the people in the chat, there is like 1,700 people here.
Okay,
Maybe
what? You're gonna
300
send
of
someone in
them.
the chat?
I need to ask a question before I move on from Chelsea. I'm not done with the Chelsea conversation. David said was very confident in the beginning. By the way, we're finished 3rd. I'm like, and this again went over everyone's head. It went over everyone's head. What do you mean? Can you elaborate a little bit?
The
We'll
right
finish-
and honorable one.
We'll finish 3rd. I think that
Who,
one of the top-
who are you better than?
right. Let me finish my soliloquy and then I'll tell you the answer.
Oh, okay,
The-
go ahead.
The top, I think that the top 3, that one of them isn't going to do as well as they think, and I think we are actually going to do. We're not far off them, but I think we're in a position where if one of them's not on it, we're going to pounce on it and then overtake them. And as of today, my opinion is we're finishing 3rd, and Man City are finishing 4th. I think we'll be just behind Arsenal, and I think Liverpool win the league. That's my opinion. But there's something about City that I'm not vibing with right now. The only thing that City have got where I'm like, they could just do it is Pep. Pep is just.
That's not. By the way,
Pep
we
is just
cannot
Pep.
say the only thing. Basically, the manager is half the team. By the way,
No, but Pep is like he's an X factor. He's just if he's on it, then they just win, and no one can really do much about it. If Haaland's on it, yeah, it's cool. But like if no one's giving him service, then you can kind of.
But it's not just Pep, is it though? They have the best
I know it's not
midfielder
just
before
Pep,
his
but
injury. They have the best striker in the league. They have
If
one of the best.
if Pep sets the team up right and they get
I don't think Haaland is the best striker in the league.
No one's stopping him. No,
Okay, he's the best
one is
scorer.
stopping
Sorry,
him.
let me change it. He's the best scorer in the league.
He's the best striker in the league. Comfortably.
Yeah, you can go there, but I think he's definitely the best scorer. There's no debate there.
But like if City get rolling and Pep puts them in the position, then they're unstoppable and no one can really do.
I think Haaland is better than Isak. I respect consistency too much.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we can say
I
best
know
goal
why Hassam
scorer.
is saying it. Hassam is saying it to keep his argument consistent for Salah versus Hazard and all that kind of. Which, by the way, I agree with. I actually agree with.
Can
I
we
agree
not,
with.
Arguments. I don't do that. I think Gerrard's better than Lampard, and I think Salah's better than Hazard. I don't need to keep shit consistent. It's just my opinion. I cannot disrespect Erling Haaland, who came into the league, broke the goals record, and proceeded to literally help Manchester City win their first Champions League ever. I can't put that over Isak first season, where he had.
Can I ask you some honest answer? If I give you tomorrow Erling Haaland or Isak, which one are you taking your team?
Wallahi, I take Haaland. أقسم بالله,
You don't need to swear. You don't need to swear.
By the way, if Liverpool signed Haaland, we literally win the quad.
You don't need to say wallahi. You don't need to say
We
wallahi.
would win the quad, by the way. If we got Haaland,
by the way,
there
is no logic. There is no logic where Isak would be better than for Liverpool than Haaland. There's no way.
Haaland
Because they have two incredible world-class creators. Haaland would probably score 40 goals.
I can tell you the strikers on the whole planet that I think are better than Isak. Haaland, Mbappe,
Kane.
And I don't think Kane at this moment in time is, I'll be honest with you. So I'll say Haaland and Mbappe. And then third is Isak for me.
All right, then. I actually think that Isak is better than Haaland, in my opinion.
He's a better footballer, no question.
Better footballer.
Yeah, not like as
and that's
striker,
why
bro.
the difference is I believe that if I have a striker like Isak and I have a player like Mohamed Salah, both can create for each other, both can create for themselves. Erling Haaland cannot create for himself, so I would rather have a player like Isak, who I believe if he had a Kevin De Bruyne serving him and that City team serving him, he would also have broken the record, because I believe he's a better player than Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland is a great finisher and a fantastic player, but I believe that in modern football, I would like to have a Kane, Isak, Lewandowski than Erling Haaland.
In
That's what I
football,
like.
yes, but you just said, look, here's the thing. Look how Liverpool are constructed,
So I'm looking
right?
at it today.
Wait. Look at how Liverpool are constructed. Left wing Gakpo, number 10 Verts, right wing Salah. All first of all, Salah elite creator, Verts elite creator, Gakpo mid, okay creator. If you surround Haaland with that, Haaland is genuinely scoring like 36 goals in the league for us next season. Isak, okay, you want the honest thing? Isak might score 26 goals, but then he might have like 8-9 assists. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Oh, and by the way, I actually think Isak is better. Don't get me wrong, but if we're mentioning things,
So
Isak can
everyone
do that
agree with me, but they just want to be.
No. For Liverpool, I think Haaland is a better option.
We all agree he's a better footballer, Mo.
Yeah, but one thing I'll say is, if we are saying Isak is better than Haaland in some things, we have to also acknowledge that Haaland is better than Isak in certain things. Yeah. Not just finishing, even physicality, pace,
positioning,
heading ability, acrobatic shots, if that counts, like being able to bring the ball from freaking the sky and score somehow.
Speed,
like, these
actually.
Speed is insane. Haaland is so quick. Like he's underrated when it comes to pace.
Powerful.
So there are and very powerful as well. So there are things Haaland is better than Isak, and for sure.
100%.
I would live Isak for Arsenal for sure, but for Liverpool, I think Haaland is a better fit. But Isak would bang as well.
Why do okay? So we'll see that if they have the best striker in the league, if they're the best DM in the league, maybe City must
That's
win the league.
The best argument to have, you know.
I've said all those top three, they all must, obviously with varying degrees of must, but they all must win the league. But only one of them will. So two teams will be very disappointed.
Wrong.
It's not
City
wrong. He's right.
Doesn't must. City doesn't must.
They have to.
Chelsea doesn't must. Liverpool must. Arsenal must. Simple as.
Hassam, okay. Are you saying for Man City and their fans, or logically? Because you cannot spend that much money, have the best manager in the world, have the best striker, the best DM, have Shirky and Reinders and all these guys you've got, and Foden, the PFA Player of the Season 2 seasons ago, and then say they shouldn't challenge. Especially when you add to the X factor, which I know some people will say this doesn't matter, but when you add the factor of Pep has never ever gone in his career 2 seasons in a row without winning a league title, I would argue they must, Maybe City fans don't give a shit, and they'll say if we don't win, we don't care.
Not about City fans. I'll give you my logical argument. Look, the reason why Arsenal must, everyone knows. Phase 6, blah, blah, blah. Like, khalas, everyone's had enough. You have to win one of the big trophies. The reason why Liverpool must is because we spent a shitload of money. This is the first ever summer we spend like this. And
your champions.
the Liverpool must part includes us buying Isak. If you buy the second best striker in the league, or the best in some people's eyes, alongside the best player in the league, the best player in the Bundesliga, you have to deliver on the pitch and you have to win the league. Now, here's my logic. The reason why Chelsea don't have to win the league next season is because Chelsea just barely made top 4. Let's not forget they had to win the last game week match against Nottingham Forest to make top 4. So they're not at that level yet. And they have Champions League football week in, week out. So there's still challenges for Chelsea to overcome. Now, here's why City don't have to win the league. Because City won 7 league titles in the last 9 years. Let's say Liverpool win the league this season. City have won 7 and 10. They're still the most dominant team in England. No one should want Pep out. No one should say the City team is a failure, because Manchester City as a football club are going through a rebuild without people noticing it. People keep talking about City's forward line. You're all correct. Shirky is amazing. Haaland is amazing. Marmoush is amazing. All these players completely amazing. City's goalkeeper, trash. City's defense, trash. That's the problem. City can win every game of football 4-3, 4-2. But some games they will need to keep clean sheets, which I don't think their defense is capable. Their defense is actual shit this season, if you actually look at it. The only defender that you can actually hand on heart say is solid is Ruben Diaz. Other than that, the rest of the defense is just
Gvardiol.
Gvardiol, for sure.
Gvardiol literally just had one of his worst seasons, brother.
Not really.
Remember
When he played
Mbappe?
centre back,
Remember?
City fans were saying he did really well there. Ait Nouri, in my opinion, is a very good signing as a left back.
Yeah,
He's
but
gonna
if
be
City
starting
don't
there.
win the league this season, no City fan should lose their shit. No City fan should say Pep out, because they've won 7 and 10, including this year. So including this season, if they don't win it, it's 7 and 10. They're still the most dominant.
I don't think like a team that's won 7 and 10 should be looking to just be relaxing at this point in time. This is their window to continue to win. Like they have to be in contention at this point, right? You got Haaland, like you said, probably the best striker in the league, and you have Pep Guardiola, probably the best manager of all time. You have to be in the conversation for winning titles when you have those two pieces, and then what they built around it as well. I think that what we forgot is that when they fell off the title challenge last year, it was because they had those massive injuries, right? They were right there with you guys, neck and neck, until they lost Rodrygo, which was a massive, massive loss. For
you have the same energy for Arsenal if you say that?
What do you mean? Same energy?
Yeah.
What? Should they be challenging?
No. Do you have the same energy last season for Arsenal, that they were neck to neck and they could have won the league in the process of injuries? Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I just wanted to
I'm
know
not
exactly
saying
where you are.
City should relax, critic. I'm just saying if they don't win it, they shouldn't melt down, because they're still the dominant club in England.
Yeah, I just think that
they wouldn't. Wait. They wouldn't be the dominant club. If Liverpool win the league this season, nobody's going to say City are the dominant team anymore.
Okay,
nobody's going to say City are the most attractive club anymore.
What?
Okay,
if Liverpool win the league this season, it would be 2 consecutive seasons where they have won the league.
Go back to back.
They've gone back to back. You cannot say City's the best anymore. It's over.
Okay,
that's gone.
Who's the best manager in Premier League history?
I mean, probably Ferguson.
I agree with you, Ferguson. When Mourinho came to Chelsea, he won the league that year. And then the year after, spent money, made his team even better, and won the league again. No one at the time was questioning Ferguson. No one at the time was saying Ferguson should be sacked because of his track record of dominance. I look at Manchester City right now. I think City will challenge. I think City will be there and thereabouts. All I'm simply saying, which is very basic actually and very simple, so I don't know why we're just fighting over this. I'm saying if City proceed to not win the league, having won 7 and 10, including next season, no one should go like Pep out, City are crap, and none of this, because City
is that what must means
a rebuild. City are going through a rebuild. I think City need one more summer, because right now their weakest part is their defense. So they go to this season. They will be there and thereabouts. By match week 33, by match week 34, they fall off the title race, and that's it. They have a season, let's say, where they win maybe a domestic cup or some shit, right? Next summer, they go sign Bastoni. They sign someone of that level. They sign a really good left back, a really good right back. They need a good keeper. Then you can tell. I will personally put pressure on Pep to win the league. But as things stand, I cannot pressure a man who has dominated England for the last, literally 9 years, bro.
Hussam, I think we're having separate conversations. I think even if Pep doesn't win the league this season or next season, they should never be asked to sack him, because he is that legendary, unless you start seeing Mourinho type of vibes, where you could tell Mourinho started losing it in that second season of Chelsea, and it continued at United, continued at Spurs, then I understand. Then I'll say, okay, it's the end of the road for him. When I say must, I just mean the expectations that have to be there on a club based on the money they've spent, based on the players they have, based on the records of Pep never going 2 seasons in a row without winning, the best DM, the best striker, PFA Player of the Season 2 years ago. When you take all these factors into account, the reality is the expectations they should have, and I guarantee you their board and their manager and their players are going into the season with that expectation that if we don't win the league this season, this has been a massive, massive, massive failure, right? I don't think Pep looks at this season as a massive failure that just passed. He probably looks at it as, look,
Will
we've
they
done
sack
4 in a row.
No.
But that's not what must mean, because, okay,
That's not what must
wait.
Do you
Guys,
think
I
there will
think
be
we
a
all
Pep
agree.
out movement?
No, wait, 1 sec. Guys, do we all agree that Arsenal must? That there's no question, right?
Yes,
Absolutely
because
not.
that one is obvious.
Correct. If Arsenal finish second, do you think they will sack him for sure?
Yep.
To be honest,
No.
No,
yes.
they won't.
Not for
No,
sure.
No, they won't.
To be honest, yes.
Not for sure.
We
cannot
think
say for
they
sure.
should. We think he
They
should.
should.
We
I
think
don't
they
think
should,
the,
exactly.
we don't think
I'll
the
go
board
play
will.
and come back.
Will
They
the
don't
board
gonna
should.
sack him.
must does not mean
They should
must
have
does not
sacked
mean
him
if
this
you
summer,
don't do it.
in my opinion.
Must,
But they
must
won't
doesn't
do it, though.
mean that if you don't do it, you get sacked. That's not what, in my
Exactly.
opinion, that's what must means.
Yeah,
Because
that's
then,
extreme.
if you say that Chelsea must challenge, but Chelsea don't challenge, we come fourth. Am I going to sack Maresca?
Okay, well, no, this sounds like a semantic battle then, because like I'm
This is-
thinking,
Yeah,
It is probably semantics. Yeah.
But can I tell you guys for real? I'm just gonna ask the question before we move on from City and Sam comes in and talk
Sure.
about Arsenal Liverpool. I'm gonna start with critic. Do you even rate this City team to actually win the Premier League? Forget. Do you rate this? You're looking at Diaz, you're looking at Marmoush, Doku, Savinho, Bernardo, Kovacic, Reinders, Rodri after it. Do you rate them to win the league?
no.
Yes.
You wouldn't bet on them to win the league. You wouldn't.
No, my
Based
money
on the
would
fact
be
that
on
they have so many
Liverpool.
players coming in from that haven't really gone through a Premier League season before, and they're going to be depending on them to be the fulcrum of that team, then no, I don't. But you can't deny that they put enough money into the squad where you have to expect them to be in and amongst it. Like that's just factual. They have to.
If I give you
And you have
$100 to spread,
Yeah.
where's the spread going?
Liverpool.
70 on Liverpool, 20 on Arsenal, 10 on City.
Yeah, I agree.
No, all right.
That sounds
Even if
about right.
Arsenal sign Eze
Yep.
Yeah.
and Liverpool sign Isak.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, they signed
So
Isak.
slow and so basically people here, and by the way, I've noticed a pattern. And City fans, I know we got a lot of City fans in the chat. I've noticed a pattern from most of my panelists, right? That none of the people that come here say that City have as much chance as they give a Liverpool or an Arsenal to win the league. Regardless if we say 10% to 20%. But this is coming from last season's result of City. None of the people. City fans like this. They say, okay, we're underdogs. We're leopard in the tree, as Osam did last season. We're not even, okay, you know what? We're doing our business quietly. There are some City fans that come on the channel with me, like in the chat or panels, and say, no, we'll win the league next season. We have the best manager in the world. We have the best striker in the world. We have the best DM in the world. We are going to win the league. But none of the rivals say that. And I mean including Man United fans, Chelsea fans, or not even Aston Villa fans, Forest fans. None of them seem to give City that edge like before. And I find this a little bit, and everyone keeps saying one word, guys. I can't rule them out because of Pep Guardiola, but otherwise, nah, I don't see them winning the title. I'm like,
It's just hard. It's just harder to imagine those players that they brought in just hitting the ground running and being able to sustain a title challenge when you know Liverpool have already won it by a mile, and they've already strengthened on top of that. They've gotten way better. Like, let's just be real here. So to now look at the City team and say, well, okay, they should be challenging a team that won by like however many points, and they've added Isak, they've added Gyökeres, like they've added all these pieces. To say now that you're going to look at the City pieces and say that that's enough for them to get back to where they were, and then also push on and just basically, make the distance less. It's just hard to imagine. Like I don't know. I think that they should, because again, the expectation at City is to challenge, but it's just harder to say that this is without question going to happen at this point in time. We have to see it, right? Like, these are players that have not played.
Can I ask you for real? Can I ask a question? Why are Arsenal ahead of City? In your head, why are Arsenal ahead of City? In your head,
a more settled side, for sure. Stable defense, and for me, it's defense that wins championships, right? So, yeah, I think that's just, Arsenal's probably ahead, but not miles ahead, not miles.
I agree with everything you said, but this defense wins championships. Big up to Ferguson. I know he's the one who said. I think he's the one who said it first. Football has changed. If you look at the last 10, 15 years, the best attack usually wins. Actually, not the best defense. Like, there are seasons when the best defense, like for example, Arsenal this season, last season, and the season before, best defense finished second. Liverpool, City, when they went head to head at that 92 points, 92 point season, I think they scored this. They had the same number of goals conceded, but City scored more goals. Football has changed now the last 10 years, where you have to have a good defense, but if you have a bad attack, it's not enough.
Yeah, but I don't think that you're going to be in the positions that you are right now with a bad attack, right? Like, it's not just solely on the defense, but you can't rely on just outscoring teams to win leagues. Like, you have to have a stable defense, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fundamentally what you need for me.
Yeah,
Arsenal have bad attack currently. With Gyökeres, that gets better, but currently Arsenal have a bad attack. That is the reality.
We don't have a bad attack. We just don't have a good enough attack. But it's not a bad.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
You get my point. When I say bad, it's bad in comparison with the likes of Liverpool, likes of City. Like, it's not bad Ipswich Town. It's not bad Southampton. It's bad in comparison to what you should be doing.
Yeah.
You get
it's not even
point,
bad
right?
Newcastle type. It's better than Newcastle. It's better than Villa. It's better than these teams. It's just not good enough to win the league.
Probably. Your attack is better than Newcastle?
Yeah, I think so, overall. I know last season maybe is different, but if you look at the seasons before that, I think our attackers would outscore theirs. By the way, for me, an attack is the front four, like the front three, and then attacking midfielder behind them.
They don't have an attacking midfielder, which is
that's true as well.
You can't say they don't have that kind of a creator. Even though Bruno Guimaraes has been creating and Tonali has been scoring goals for them. Danny here is saying, if Liverpool don't win the league, is the biggest bottle job of all time.
If they get Isak, yes, then yeah. Not the biggest of all time, but it's big.
They get Isak, then it is. It maybe not of all time, but it is one hell of a.
So what? Oh, well, we're gonna go into the same.
Actually, no, I'll take that back. I disagree. We've seen with Mbappe, like, these things don't work. Like, sometimes it takes time to gel. If Liverpool need time for Wirtz and Isak to find their feet, and let's say Arsenal or City actually things click and they do well, it could happen. So maybe it isn't the biggest bottle job.
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Enigma saying, I checked out of football after the PSG loss. I'm back for the Dauman and Glock 14 hype. By the way, both play for Sweden. One good all around, and other score goals. You're talking about Isak versus Gyökeres. But by the way, guys, if you say Haaland is better, so Gyökeres scored more goals than Isak then. So if was that the argument?
No.
It's conversion rate and shit like this.
Yeah, but then we have to see it in the league.
At least I'm consistent. At least I'm consistent. I say that Isak is better than both. I would like to have Isak in my team more than Gyökeres and Haaland, but you guys will say Haaland is better.
I think Isak is better, but I think Haaland for Liverpool.
Haaland's done it in the hardest league in the world.
Okay.
Champions League as
He's
well.
Exponentially a far better.
So basically, if Liverpool get Isak, which is, by the way, people in the chat,
that was the footy judge most special. He just compared goals against Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea to goals against Rio Ave, Belenenses, Academica, and all these clubs. You get me? That's
Benfica,
right
Porto,
there,
said a good team as well.
Okay. You guys convinced me.
20th would literally be third in the Portuguese league, or fourth.
So you guys convinced me. I'm convinced now. But I want to ask another question. Everyone is saying, there is the super chat that said that Liverpool have the biggest bottle job if they get Isak. Okay, Fabrizio Romano said it's 60% done. So I'm going to assume that Liverpool get Isak. The man has gone AWOL. Like, he's not responding to text, as Indicala has been saying, right? Which is fucking weird.
But he's joining Liverpool now. Yeah.
He's joining Liverpool. Okay, so nobody fails then. If you have the best team in the league and you must win the league and it's the biggest bottle job, what can if others do it, it will be against all the odds.
Oh.
I've had this, by the way, wallahi, I've had this discussion yesterday with Jerry, TKA, and Ziad, and I think we had someone else, I can't remember who.
Salad.
And we were talking about, okay, if everyone is saying that Liverpool is a must and it's the biggest bottle job, that means Liverpool are by far favorites to win the league. So if Arsenal fail, basically they are racing against Usain Bolt. That's what everyone is saying here. David have said it. Critic have said it. By the way, I am presenting an argument. By the way, I'm just going to tell you, football is not played on paper. But based on what you guys, the argument that Dave, Critic, and Ashraf have said on the Super Chatter, so basically Arsenal are going against Usain Bolt.
Yeah, but Mo, when Tyson Gay and Johan Blake and all these guys were racing Usain Bolt, they damn well believe that they could beat Usain Bolt. Because if you don't believe you can beat them, then what's the point of being there?
You can believe, but it doesn't mean you're gonna beat Usain Bolt. You can believe.
Why are you making it seem like he's undefeated? He's lost races. He's lost to Johan Blake. He's lost to Catalan. He's lost to Paul.
Against all the odds. Against all the odds. That means if Arsenal win the league title, or Man City, or Chelsea, it will be against all the odds. Especially, I'm saying, especially if everything goes to, I'm going to assume injuries are part of the game, but in the same time, I'm going to say that, logically speaking, I'm not going to include injuries and major injuries. I'm not going to say, Salah is injured, Rodri is injured, or Haaland is injured. I'm saying teams are fit, normal injuries, you're a couple of weeks out. Normally, Liverpool should win the league next season based on everyone's expectations.
Yeah, but everything you just said.
By the way, especially they might get
where are the betting odds right now?
Critic, they might get Rodrygo as well.
Where are the betting odds right now? Where are the betting odds?
I don't know the betting odds. I don't know.
I'm almost certain it's with Liverpool right now.
Haram,
right?
but
So
it must be.
When you say against all the odds, if anyone beats Liverpool to the title this year, it is literally against the odds. The odds are Liverpool are the favorites to win the title. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I'm not afraid of that. I still think that we have a chance if things hit the right way for us to come in.
So what can Arsenal do for you, Critic, to say that now Arsenal must win the league, and if they don't win it, it's a failure? It's a failure anyway. Okay, let me just say that because people jump on the words. It's a failure anyway. When you don't, if Arsenal, I'm gonna say there are 3 teams in the league. If they don't win the next season,
you just answered your own question.
Exactly.
City. No, I didn't. What can they do?
It's a failure anyway.
Yeah, but what can we do to say that he has failed?
You wanted the consistent argument, right? You
wanted the consistent argument.
Okay, my consistent argument was
I don't even think it's a 1-year thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't even think it's a 1-year thing. You have to look at the body of work over the course of time that he's been as a manager. Like they've had multiple opportunities to pull this
off. But
off.
Liverpool are doing unprecedented work.
Yeah,
something that can happen.
In this particular window, but
why
100%?
You have to judge his work, the body of his work.
About who?
We're talking about Arteta now, are we?
See,
okay, about who? Yeah, Hassam,
I'm so glad Critic just shut down the argument.
Can I just hear one? I didn't hear what he said.
Critic, we got him, by the way. We got him.
Yes, okay. I didn't hear what he said. Critic, say again because Hassam rudely interrupted you. I apologize for his rudeness on my channel. I apologize. Go ahead.
All good, man. It's all love. I just look at the body of the work, right? You can't just look at this one window and say, well, yeah, he did it. He almost did enough to do it this year. The body of the work is what I look at when you're looking at whether or not he needs to be the manager of the next year. If he wins this year, there's no question he stays. If he doesn't win, you have to examine the body of the work and say, well, wow, he's been here, 7-8 years, however long it is, and he's not produced enough for us to say that we need to continue on with him. The competition has gotten harder now, and he's falling further behind the race then in this regard, right? You know what I mean? He has to be able to keep pace with them, and he hasn't been able to do that over the course of his time here. So that's kind of where it is for me. He has to win it. He has to win it and keep his job.
Also, I'm so glad you mentioned the word unprecedented. Wait, Habibi, wait. You want to play with me? You're saying unprecedented. Let's show you how City were unprecedented when no one gave Klopp these bullshit excuses. David himself will tell you the conversations we were having on the terrace. because if he's going to be fraudulent now, I'll bring up shit even he said. So let's bring up Pep's unprecedented windows. So Pep won the league, by the way, proceeded to sign Stones 55 million, Sané 55 million, Jesus 32 million, Gundogan 27 million, Claudio Bravo for 18 million, and then 6 months later replaced him with Ederson for 40 million, Nolito for 18 million. And then in the summer, Laporte 65 million, Mendy 57 million, Walker 53 million, Bernardo 50 million, Danilo 30 million. That is the unprecedented summer that City had. Why did no one give Mourinho the excuses when he was the manager of Man United? Why did no one give Klopp the excuses when he was the manager of Liverpool? No one gave Klopp the excuses. And that's considering, hold this, Klopp won a league and the Champions League at Liverpool. Mourinho won a Europa League and a Carabao Cup for Manchester United. No one brought up any arguments. No one said any unprecedented bullshit. Arsenal fans said they need a goal scorer. You got your goal scorer. There's a reason why I'm consistent with my logic, and I agree with Critic completely. That's why me and Ashraf disagreed on the City thing. You have to look at the body of work of the club, of the manager, of who is actually managing the football club. Pep Guardiola won 7 and 9. Okay, it goes from 7 and 9 to 7 and 10. He's still the best manager in the world for the last 10, 15 years.
Can I destroy your argument simply? You mentioned the spending. Okay, no, very simple. Every time Pep Guardiola spent unprecedented money, which is fine, he retained the league title. He won the league. Yeah, he retained the title. Like, the only time, guys, Pep Guardiola didn't retain the title at Manchester City is literally the summer they signed Rodri, who didn't play that season, and Joao Cancelo, and that's about it. The rest of them are Angelino, Pedro
Who
Porro.
did Liverpool sign that summer?
It's not the point. I'm just saying unprecedented.
How is
money.
it not the point when that's my point?
Habibi, your point is it's unprecedented. I'm saying that every time Pep Guardiola spent the money, he went to retain the title. Every time.
Okay, you missed the point completely. I am not arguing who's going to finish first. I'm saying
who's going to finish first.
Okay, in that season, who finished second?
I don't know. City finished third or something. Second.
No, you're missing the point. I'm talking about when City won. When
I
City
don't
won
understand
and
it.
finished
Okay,
second.
give me an example of City spending unprecedented money.
I'll give you the example because I feel like you understood what I said in reverse.
Let me finish the point. Give me an example where Pep Guardiola went and spent money after winning the league and didn't win it again. That would be your argument, right? That would be your argument.
But that's not my argument. That's not my argument.
My argument is
Liverpool
spent. My argument, okay, you're trying to rebut my argument is Liverpool spent a lot of money after winning the title. So logically speaking, Liverpool should win the title.
Liverpool will win the league, but that's not the argument.
That's the whole point.
I'm saying, who's the team that finished second when Pep was spending money? Klopp's Liverpool. No one gave Klopp's Liverpool the excuse that you're giving Arsenal right now. I'm not talking about who finished first. We agree. I think Liverpool will win the league next season. My point is the team that finishes second, aka Arsenal, is not going to get the excuse that Liverpool had an unprecedented
and they shouldn't
summer.
get excuse.
There you go. So that's the point, because my point is not who's going to finish first. My point is, same way, no one gave Klopp that excuse. No one gave Mourinho that excuse. Even though they were successful at the football club, no one should give Arsenal, aka critics' point right now, body of work, Arteta last 5 years, 0 league titles, the excuse. So that's the point. Now, here's where Arteta would have gotten an excuse. Let's say 3 years ago when Saliba got injured, he won the Europa League and then they finished second. The year after that, they won the league title. Remember the year where they finished 2 points behind? Let's say they won the league. Okay, people would have given Arteta a bye. Because guess what? Now, in the last 3 years, you have 1 league title. Liverpool had an unprecedented summer and you won the league. The problem is, here's where the logic falls down. Even without unprecedented summer, you didn't win the league. Even when City fell off, you didn't win the league. Even when you had no injuries and your opposition had injuries, you didn't win the league. Even when you were ahead of them by 8 points, you didn't win the league. So I've given you 4 scenarios of a title race, of which he's 0 from 4. So now what?
Nothing. All of these are failures.
Me and you have agreed since the season ended. If Arsenal signed Critic, David, myself, and you, they still have to win the league. No one cares. Literally, no one cares because the excuses have dried up. Had Arsenal been successful over the last 3 years, we would have given them a bye. We are all football fans. We understand how this shit works. We understand. Had Arteta won the league 2 years ago when City won it, no one would be sitting here going like, "Oh my God, there's pressure
100%.
on Arteta, blah blah." No, because he won them the first league title in 20 years, so it makes sense to give him some time. So it makes sense to give him a bye. We get it. Liverpool had a big summer, but don't tell me now, 5 years of not winning the league, you come tell me, "Oh, Liverpool had an unprecedented summer." Who gives
you
a
see
fuck?
you see the difference, guys. I never mentioned in my argument here. I never mentioned Arteta. You guys see what I'm talking about? I never mentioned Mikel Arteta. Not one time in the whole argument I mentioned Mikel Arteta.
I did though.
You did. I didn't. Okay? Because I believe that if you're a big club and your manager has been there for that long, he has to win, or you try different method or different tool. I never mentioned Mikel Arteta. I'm talking about Arsenal themselves as a football club. My question would be, what can Arsenal do to actually put themselves in the best place to win the title? Is there
Sack
anything that
Arteta.
Arsenal can do
Sack Arteta.
now
Yes.
and hire a different manager today? Can someone give me if Liverpool are gonna if Liverpool are gonna sign Rodrygo and Isak, I want someone to tell me. And Arsenal signed Gyökeres, and I'm gonna assume that Arsenal will sign Eze, and that will conclude their window. Okay, that should be a very good window for them. Someone tell me, where are you, Ashraf? I thought you're not here. Someone tell me what can Arsenal sack Arteta and hire any manager to that manager will give Arsenal a bigger chance of winning the title. Is that what you guys are saying? Okay.
Yes. And okay,
explain it. And
I'll explain it.
Wallah al-Azim, I am listening with very open mind and I might be convinced.
I'll explain it. Liverpool this season wouldn't have won the league if Klopp was manager. Because I believe the players needed a new voice. I believe we needed new tactics. I believe we needed something fresh and new to give the players extra motivation. Now, if you're in Saka, I'm actually going to give you two angles to prove my point. So this is the first angle. They need a new voice, fresh ideas, fresh tactics, something new to uplift everyone around them. Because now they're 1-0 down against Manchester United at halftime. Let's say first game at Old Trafford. Saka, Rice, all these players, Saliba have already heard Arteta's halftime speech 500 fucking times. They need something new. They need something fresh. They need something to motivate them. That's number one. Number two, Liverpool are going to sign Isak and Wirtz. Great, fantastic, amazing. What's stopping Arsenal from signing Rodrygo?
Nothing.
Thank you very much. Done.
Yeah, look, for me, I agree with Hassam. I think we need fresh ideas. We need someone to play a lot more attacking, be braver. Like right now, if I look at our first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, let's say, up to Newcastle in the Premier League, those games will be enough for me to judge. Is he going to go in with the same conservative, pragmatic mentality? Or is he actually going to say, we have a proper striker, hopefully barring no injury, hopefully with no injuries, we have all our main attackers. We're going to play a lot more attacking in these games. I'm not talking about the big 6 games. I think big 6 games, fair enough, he's hacked it. I'm never worried about big 6. I am worried, obviously, just naturally as a fan. But I'll never criticize him for big 6 games because he's been undefeated the last 2 seasons. So what he does against United, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, keep doing that. I have no issues with his playing style there. But he's also playing Leeds and Forest and Newcastle in those first 6 games. If you're not playing on the front foot, attacking, having 3x their shots on target, 3x their XG, 3x their total shots, that for me means you're probably getting in with that same scared mentality that maybe scared is a bit too harsh, but that same conservative mentality of the last season, let me say, or the last 2 seasons. So as long as he changes that mentality and plays proper attacking football and utilizes the strength of the team, then fair enough. I'll say, yeah, I think he can do it, but I don't think he will change. And this is the funny thing. People talk about you have the best defense, the best center-back pairing, the best right-back in the league, one of the best young upcoming left-backs. That, for me, is all the more reason why you should attack. Because it means when you are getting countered more, you actually have a back four, a quality keeper, and 2 good DMs, or 1 DM and 1 centre-mid, who are excellent at winning the ball back. So why are you scared of going all out? Which for me, that's one of the biggest critics I've had of him.
I would agree.
Critic, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
No, I was going to agree with that because I think that the solidity of their defense is the fact that they're so well insulated, right? Like when you get exposed, it's not the same thing. The way the teams are playing right now, you see how Liverpool, City, Chelsea play right now. They play with an extremely high line, and exposes that back line immensely. I don't see Arsenal playing like that. They play a lot more pragmatically. They look to probe slowly and keep the game from going up and down, you know. So yeah, you're right. If he were brave, he would be. And they did have the best defense and these incredible players back there. They should be counted on more to, you know, put out a few fires here and there. But, you know, he doesn't, I don't know if he has the same belief. I think that he's a little bit more of a pragmatic manager, and he thinks that, you know, the way to win leagues is to play with 11 men, you know, playing with the responsibility of snuffing out danger, you know, rather than being proactive and attacking the spaces. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I agree with you. I think that his time now is close to up, you know, because it's going to get harder to win the league here forward. If he doesn't do it this year, there's no reason for him to come back. Let's just be real. Like, regardless of where you guys finish, if it's not at the top of the table, there's no reason for him to come back. His message has already been spoken, reiterated time and time and time again, and it's not getting the results. We're not even talking about, like, of course you want the league, you want the Champions League, but when was the last time you guys even like contended for the FA Cup or something like that? Like, I can't even remember that. And I know he wanted
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even care about that. Even if we win
Well,
the
there you go.
FA
There
Cup
you go.
and
But-
League Cup this season, it's not good enough because
Well,
you
he's
cannot be
now
spending
past
that
the
much
point.
money.
He's now past the point where that counts as.
He's past that
Yeah,
point,
he's past
exactly.
that
He's
point.
past
Fair.
it. He's
That would
now-
have been good 2 seasons ago.
That's
Then
fair.
I would say yes. You know what? You're picking up something,
Just
but we
gonna-
need to win the big
again,
ones.
if
Now,
if Maresca doesn't win a trophy next year and we just finish 4th, no one's going to sit here and be like, oh, he has to. Well, obviously, depending on how things happen, but no one's really going to sit here and be like, oh, he's got to go because he has literally just won. Yeah, people may not count the Conference League, but that Club World Cup was big. That was a big win for him in terms of winning the trophy, getting all the funds in and everything. That's just something that he can go, this is in my locker. I can get over the line and I can against the best of the best. So just believe in it. But right now, Arteta's got nothing to hold on to apart from, I can come second. I won the FA Cup 6 years ago.
Just need to respond to a couple of points quickly because that actually matches what I'm seeing with my eyes. Arsenal are the number 1 team in actually tackling the opponents in the attacking third. That's number 1 thing. It matches my eyes. Number 2 is Arsenal are the second team in actually touches in the attacking third as well. And actually, they are the third in touches in the opposition's penalty area. Well, you guys are, and that is, I think actually, I believe that Hussam is at fault number 1 on the world of YouTube. Of actually, this is how influential my guy Hussam is here, of course, is that he actually portrayed that idea that Arteta is a defensive coach now. No, the problem with Arteta is he's conservative, not defensive. Is that the touch?
that's why I said conservative. That's the word I use.
Actually, they are the number 1 team in tackling the opponent. So they dispossess the opponents in the final third, and they are actually number 2 in touching and passing the ball in the final third. But you know what they don't do? They don't take risks. They keep passing the ball in the final third. This is why they are actually.
You know when they took risks when they were 8 points ahead. That's
They
when
were.
took risks.
They were.
Also, why did you choose the stats that suit you? Can I give you stats as well, or is it?
No, but
or
let
just-
me. I was gonna continue with the stats that suit actually what you guys are saying. This is why, even though you touch the ball a lot in the penalty area and in the attacking third, you are 6 in chances created. So you basically have the ball in these areas. I know you were gonna say this. I just checked.
Yeah.
You
By the
don't
way,
create-
Bournemouth actually created more chances than us.
Yeah.
man.
So they don't
Bournemouth.
create. Like, I actually checked another stat, which is something called. And by the way, the reason why people say, "Oh, Mo, you do watch game with stats," no, because when stats match my eyes, I believe they are true. Goal creating.
Don't listen to those
Arsenal
people,
6.
Mo. They are stupid people.
Like,
Anyone who
it's-
says, "Oh, stats don't matter," just being stupid like that. They don't
matter.
understand anything about life.
You know, stats matter when they match what you say. Arsenal passed the ball a lot in the final third, but the chances created are minimum in comparison. Like, Arsenal should be creating way more chances with the number of touches you have in the opposition's half. A lot more. Take more risks. And maybe that will change when they have a number 9 now, right? When they have a true number 9 that they can just pass to him and they can create chances. You know what I mean? But to say that Arteta is a defensive coach is actually, by the
He's
way,
not a defensive coach, yeah.
by the way, stats show, guys, Arsenal play one of the highest lines in the league, actually, higher than Man City, position-wise. Saliba and Gabriel defend in big spaces, right?
Yeah,
Same
but
as Van
no,
Dijk
but
and
no.
Liverpool.
There's a difference because the reality is when we get the ball from the keeper, if you look at how slow we build up,
Yes.
we build
okay,
up.
now you're
We
talking.
build up really slow. That what we do is we force the teams, our opponents, to go back slowly. Right? We don't just play it quick and try to break them down quick. So because we start
100%.
building very, very slow sometimes, and they end up going back, our back line ends up going forward to keep choking them in. But our passing is still slow. Our passing is still sideways. Our passing is still not penetrative enough. Like that's something that, even, by the way, even counterattacks. If you look at when we win the ball, there's many instances, many games where when we have a chance to counterattack really quick, we slow the ball down and we give the opponents enough time to get back and settle in. You don't see that with Liverpool. You don't see that with City at their pump. Like, you
But
don't even
that's
see that with
why
Chelsea,
that's
you know.
why Eze and Gyökeres changed that for you, don't they? This is why Eze and Gyökeres changed this for you. That is
I
what
think
I'm doing.
Gyökeres does. I don't know about Eze. I don't think Eze does.
Let me
No,
do
they
these
do
super chats because I've actually
No,
let them
they
like
do
go
not.
for a while. TH14 is saying, could Liverpool be unbalanced like Madrid? 2 attacking fullbacks, top heavy, no real DM, no center back depth, flat track bullies who struggle when challenged.
I don't think
Okay.
Liverpool will have a lack of balance because we have a joker card called Mo, and because we kept the spine of the team. So Alisson, Konate, Van Dijk, McAllister, Gravenberch, and Mo. The 6 spine players are still there. This reminds me more of Chelsea back in the day, where they used to keep their spine of like Cech, Ashley Cole, Terry, Carvalho, Lampard, Drogba, and then change around that. That's what Liverpool are doing actually this summer. That's also something Man United used to do. So the spine is just there. Also, the balance that was there this season, we've simply just upgraded. Meaning, I went from Robertson to Kirkaz. Massive upgrade. Right back, it's not an upgrade. We all agree. There's no need to argue over it. We went from Szoboszlai to Wirtz, who works just as hard, but is technically levels above. We went from Nunes and Jota, God rest his soul, to Nunes to Isak and Ekitike. So we got 2 forwards who also work hard, who also are very defensive. And also, here's the thing that separates Liverpool from Real Madrid. Another thing that's very important. All the players that Liverpool have signed have a lot to prove, have won nothing or small trophies in their career. Wirtz, league title and German Cup. Not done it in the Premier League, not done it in the Champions League. Isak, his trophy cabinet is a Carabao Cup. Ekitike, one fuck all. Kirkaz, one
And a
fuck all.
Copa del Rey.
That's the okay, Habib, that's still not the point. The point is they all want to prove themselves at the highest level. Mbappe came to Real Madrid with World Cups, with World Cup. Vinny Jr. is at Real Madrid with multiple Champions League, same as Rodrygo, same as all these players. So the motivation to go and do that, I think, is there for all these players. I think that
And to back
question
Hussam,
better next year.
to back Hussam as well, like, what's the best team in the world right now?
PSG.
PSG.
They don't have a DM, and they have incredibly attacking fullbacks who bomb forward every single opportunity, and they're the best team.
And that's why they got
Barca,
ripped apart by
Barca, who I
Chelsea
think
when
are one of the
Chelsea
best
played
teams.
between the lines.
I mean, that's one
That's
game.
why
Don't
they
be
got
shameless.
ripped
Don't be
apart.
shameless. Don't be shameless. That's one match. And Barca, who I think is also one of the best teams in the world. Okay, fair enough. The right back is not as attacking, but they don't have a DM either. They play with Frankie de Jong, Pedri, and
Can I
Rafinha
tell
on
you,
all-
to be honest with you, I actually agree with you. Liverpool will win against 17 out of the 19 teams they play comfortably, even without a fucking DM. And that's what wins your league, basically. Thank
They
you.
might struggle against the big teams, but it doesn't matter. That's not how you win the league. You need to be consistent against all the 14.
Arsenal haven't lost to a big team in 2 years.
They
And we
might
haven't won
win.
the league.
They might win 17 games at home, but that's not home and away. No way.
No,
We'll
not
see.
home and away, no.
Z, thank you, Z, for the empty super chat. My man here, the rational red, is saying our signings makes us favorite or they need to gel. Pick one. Makes you
Yeah,
favorite.
you can't play both. You can't tell me where favorites and our signings need to gel. Like, stay
Yeah.
consistent.
Favorites.
That's it. Like, done.
Favorites. Josh, thank you so much for the super chat. We're winning a double minimum. What, can you define a double, Josh?
I agree.
Like,
Bro,
what is a
Premier
double?
League and okay, I'll tell you what a double is. Premier League and one of the domestic cups, or Champions
okay.
League and one of the domestic cups.
Fair.
That's a double.
Okay. Fair enough. That's a double. It's-
So when Carlo
Breaking.
Ancelotti won the Prem and the FA Cup at Chelsea, that's a double.
Yeah, but if you win
Muhammad.
the cup, if you win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, technically it's a double as well.
No. We don't talk about
But it shouldn't
technicalities.
count.
One of the big ones and one of the small ones. That's a double.
Yeah, that's fair.
Muhammad, before I do the super chat, guys, there's still 1,800 people in the house, guys, and we're not on 1,000 likes. We're only on 500. Hit that like button, people. Breaking. Rodrygo and Arsenal reached an agreement. They both agreed that Arteta excused to not win the title before Liverpool's summer transfer window. Okay, Muhammad, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay. It's a good joke, Muhammad.
Muhammad John.
Wow.
Like, wallah al-azim, when he sent the super chat first, I really thought it's a breaking news. So I went to Twitter to look for it. So like, and then because I didn't read the rest of the super chat, so I went to check the news, and it's like I didn't find the news. Arsenal play with the highest line in the league. Jabs, fine, fair enough.
Yeah, but I explained
AMT
it.
saying problem is penetration in attack is important. Yeah, you don't penetrate anybody.
Impotent, yeah.
Impotent is impotent.
Impotent.
Okay.
Lacks potency.
Okay. Just 2 weeks out of 4 years, world champions. Yes, guys. The last thing I'm gonna put like here on the show, world champions that spent the most in the history of the sport as a football.
Are happy
team.
finishing 4th.
World champion.
Guys, this is, by the way, it's in the history of the sport, like since football started.
That is insane, by the way.
Chelsea spent
They're almost a whole billion ahead of
By
the
the way,
next-
City got bought by the Sheikh only 15 years ago, and they're number 2.
Exactly. Yeesh.
And Chelsea bought by Roman Abramovich 10 years before City or 8 years.
No one can argue about United and Real Madrid. They have to be there because of the revenue, blah blah blah. Chelsea and Chelsea
We
1
sell a
billion
lot
ahead.
too,
Of,
right? We
But
sell
do you know
a lot
what?
too, right?
Do you know
Don't
what's
forget-
your last
astonishing?
5 years, your net spend is still higher than other
To
teams.
be
by
honest,
the way.
you
Even
went
Net
to-
spend's not real. Net spend's not real.
Juventus
Why is it not
being
real? Explain
there
it.
is actually fucking nuts for me. Juventus being
How
ahead
is
of
it?
Man United, Real Madrid.
Yeah,
is
actually,
crazy.
honestly,
It's fucking
I don't even
crazy.
think we're the biggest shock on there. I actually don't.
Juventus.
Why is Juve there?
Yeah, Juventus
Why-
is the biggest shock. I'm not shocked that Chelsea's
Exactly,
first. I'm just
crazy.
shocked that they are a billion almost ahead of the next team, which for me is
My club, baby.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we're not.
Remember,
hey,
Juve,
hey,
bro. Juve
your
bought
money
like
up.
Thuram,
Yeah,
Nedved,
You're so
blah,
concerned
blah,
about
blah.
money. Who cares, man?
You know, Juve used to buy everyone from all the Italian
Yeah, and
teams.
Juve
Like,
used
it's
to break
all-
records. Like they bought
they
didn't
bought
buy
Higuain for
Buffon
90
a record?
million.
Yeah, they bought Buffon
Bro,
for a
I've
record.
never seen a team that like triggers release clauses like them. Like 90 million, here we go. This is
Yeah.
it. Here we go. Like it's that easy. But big up everybody that joined us. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Great show as always. Hit that like button, people. I've had magnificent viewership over the last like months. Thank you everyone for supporting the channel. Don Osam is live today at 10:30 with Staffy, of course, and the rest, the critics. I don't know if you don't do shows on your channel, but fine. Dave is here. Thank you so much. But guys, I'm actually doing the Real Talk show later today at 9 p.m. UK time. I will see you guys then. If you go to that show, this show will redirect you to that show. Like the video and then leave. So hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, and leave. Appreciate you, everyone. Everyone's saying MHF.
Why you
I
say
don't know what
fuck
I'm
us?
doing. What do you mean? Ashraf is in Korapod on Saad's channel.
Subscribe.
He doesn't. He doesn't do. He's he
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
do
gonna
anything on his
start
channel.
soon. I just haven't had the time. Honestly, I'll start soon again.
Yeah, big up everybody that is here. Thank you all for supporting the channel. I will see you guys soon. Where are you?